Okay, this is this hand-wired Vox AC30 that I have just modded to be the JMI Plus spec, by which I mean that is where it is desirable, the circuit is JMI. Where JMI had some weaknesses or some limitations, it's a little better. We're going to start with a clean top boost, and then I'm going to turn on the boost, which used to be this hot-cool switch. The boost in the stock model was just insane, way too much gain, way too much mids. It was just too extreme. This is a lot more useful for someone who's actually playing. So you go from this clean to this. That mid-range boost is really useful. I'm going to show you with a different guitar specific thing about that sound later, but let's say that the clean is set with a little bit of breakup. It's basically like having two channels. It's real useful. All right, we'll come back to that. The other big change on the top boost is the bright cap, which is a big part of the top boost sound, but it can be a little overbearing with some guitars. You know, this is a Strat. This switch turns the bright off. Hot has bright, cool has it off. So. You know, it's certainly not dark with it off, but part of the sound is that on. You know, it depends on the guitar and what you want. You can also turn the bright switch off and turn the treble up a little bit, or vice versa. You know, just like on the Fender. Alright, before I switch guitars, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to jumper the two channels, the top boost and the normal channel. Now, in stock mode, as it comes from the factory, the hand-wired series has additive gain. The two channels are in phase with each other, so as they're added together, you get louder. So you get this. Like on a Marshall. Now what I've added is this switch right here, which is not labeled yet. In this down position right here, it's modern. In this position is JMI. In the JMI era amps, the two channels were out of phase with each other. So as you turn up, you don't get that instant gain increase, but the common frequencies cancel out because this channel has a lot less highs and a lot more lows than this channel. What gets canceled first are the mids, and the bass gets a little fuller. And that gives a little more Fender-y sound that you've probably heard on a lot of records without recognizing it. So here's just the top boost by itself. In fact, let me go to a neck pickup kind of thing. You hear the output level drops a little bit. You get a nice mid-range scoop, and the low gets full and the high gets classy. Now if I keep turning this up at some point, this channel is going to be louder than this channel and the cancellation is not going to be the same. So I'm going to do it from 0. At that point this channel dominates, but then you've got the foot switch to make this hotter, and you can you can get a lot of different sounds out of it with just a few little twists. All right, I'm going to change guitars and show you some of the stuff on the normal channel. All right, we're going to start with the normal channel in JMI mode, and it's a darker, bassier channel. Got a 339 with PAFs. You know, let's turn up a little bit of hair. One of the things that's a little bit lacking in the JMIs is, you know, it's got a lot of low end and at gain that gets real flubby. So I've repurposed this bright switch to be a tight switch, which just rolls off the ultra lows. Just show you on some chugga chugga E's. One reason I chose the humbuckers is that low end gets really built up a lot. Now this is I've wired this so the hot mode, the normal mode, where the channels are in phase, has a little more gain than the JMI. The JMI mode in normal has the same amount of gain that JMI's had. So, you know, let's dime it and let's turn on the tight switch to kind of emulate what Brian May is doing here. Pretty cool. Pardon the hum, I'm standing right by the transformers. But if I go to modern mode, it gets even a little bit more gain. And this thing kills with a Telecaster. I'm not going to drag one out for just a video of it. Whereas in the full bass, that turns a little mushy. Once again, not a bad sound. This just cuts better through a band. Alright, now I'm going to show you one other thing on the top boost channel with these humbuckers. And what I talked about where I set the gain preset with the boost. I'm going to get this jack ready to go. Alright, so this is a pretty cool sound. But if I do the boost, it's not just increasing gain. This will increase gain. But if I increase gain here, we still have the tone stack. When I set the channel volume out here, and then use the boost, I'm also getting a mid-range increase, which is great for a lot of sounds you might recognize from England. Anyway, that mid-range stuff is really nice. If you like Beatles, Yardbirds, early Zeppelin, you know, it's all there. And of course, you can go really insane, and which we like to do around here, and use both channels and the boost, in which case this thing will kill a lot of Marshalls. I put this up against the 50-watt Plexi. Let's see, if I go in this mode and then blah, 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 blah. Alright. Not really up on Van Halen today. Anyway, I think it does a lot more than Beatles, does a lot more than the Birds. These things are beasts. You just have to make them a little more flexible. Let me know if you have any questions, guys. Thanks.